All right, we're live.
We're live.
What's today, man?
Today is December 1st,
December 1st.
last month of 2020.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Flew by.
If it did fly by.
Yeah.
A lot of like crazy significant events throughout the year.
Yeah. I would say like this is the biggest roller coaster ride I've had in my life.
Yeah.
Thus far.
Yeah.
It's
We're only
2020.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of crazy significant events, did you happen to catch the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight?
I did, man.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. But I think the fight before that was the biggest meme that I've seen thus far.
Of
in
2020,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh my God.
Jake Paul and Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
Poor Nate.
Poor Nate, dude.
Yeah.
That was bad for the culture, man.
Bad for the culture. Yeah. Dude, I was rooting for him, man. Like, I
Yeah.
was pretty sad to see him go out that way.
Yeah. Dude, so was I. Like, he was such a good basketball player.
Yeah.
Right? He was very entertaining, like 3-time slam dunk champion. Right? Like, it's just very fun to watch him just play basketball.
Yeah. Super
Yeah.
athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and for him to get knocked out like that,
Yeah.
my God. You can't even say anything.
Dude, we
Oh,
usually
no.
make memes of everything.
Yeah.
But we haven't touched this one, out of respect.
Out of respect. No, I was thinking about it. I was actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
She created one. It was
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Post it, bro.
Post it. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Crazy fight. But yeah, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, man. That guy is an animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never really grew up watching Iron Mike because I wasn't born then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Were we born then?
well, we actually don't
We
know.
don't
That's
know.
how much we don't know about Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
But to be able to see him, just slug it out with Roy Jones, it was something that it was great for all ages. To see two legends within the sport of boxing go at it toe to toe. When they're old as hell, 54 and 51, but they're still out there just getting it. So shout out to
Yeah.
them, man.
Yeah. Man, I think no knock to Nate Robinson, though, because, I don't think he's ever fought professionally before.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell.
Yeah, I think that's pretty tough. Like,
Yeah.
no experience and hop in a ring with somebody who I guess has at least one professional fight,
Yeah.
not two.
Yeah. Dude, do you think you can take Nate Robinson?
Nah, bro, I'm not a
You don't
fighter.
think so?
I'm a
Yeah.
lover. I'm a lover. Come on.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But going back to Mike Tyson, and Roy Jones Jr., both super dedicated, to their craft, mentally, physically, all of that. And speaking of somebody super dedicated.
That's a great transition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have our boy D Flow, who is
D-Flow.
the most dedicated person that I know, right, growing up. And he's always been the one who motivated me to go past my limits and, to just knock off the laziness and the rust and just get out there and to do things, right? So he's a guy that just screams like hustle and motivate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And yeah, a big part of Momo Shack.
Yeah, man, that guy, he does it all, right? And he's so good at it. Like, he'll just dive right into it. And, I said it famously on the pilot episode. I appreciate the way you move.
I like the way you move.
Yeah, no, throughout college when I first met him and, suit and tie, always about business. And that was one of that's probably the only reason that I just called him up. And I was like, hey, let's do this Momo Shack thing, because I just knew he was serious about business.
Yeah.
And yeah, hustle and motivate.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think to a lot of people, Daniel seems like a quiet guy and is very serious about business.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to know him, he's a goofy ass dude,
He is.
right? And just always a positive person to be around,
Yeah.
right? And obviously you're going to hear it in this episode, but he carries a heavy past, right? And to be able to be just a positive energy for other people while holding something that's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough, man. That's shout out to him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think just people listening, hopefully you guys learn more about Daniel, but also take some inspiration. I don't know why I said that in like a French accent.
Yeah.
And motivation from him. Yeah, there's a lot of positivity and lessons learned.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I got to re-listen to it and just learn from that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoy it. And the episode will be released. Oh, I mean, they don't even know. It'll be released whenever we release it.
Whatever we feel like it.
Yeah. You'll see it when you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check IG.
Check IG. All right. So
Peace.
peace. Momo Boys out. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode number
5.
5.
Sanko.
Cinco. So what's today? Today is November 27th?
28th.
28th.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay. The month's almost over, man.
Yeah.
The year's almost over.
Year's almost over.
Got a month left.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Flew by, right? But at the same time, it didn't.
Yeah. We've been doing the same goddamn thing every day
Yeah.
for the past 8 months. But it did fly by. And next thing you know, it's 2021.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Daniel, are you looking forward to 2021?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think we've been building a foundation this year. And it's like mentally, physically, financially. I think it was a good time for us to reflect and start with the positive habits that I'm optimistic we will continue doing next year. What about you guys?
I mean, on the same line with you, just finishing the year strong with positive habits that will help us carry into 2021, right? Set a solid foundation for whatever it is that we're going to be doing. Like, honestly, I don't know what we're going to be doing in 6-8 months, but I just know that with the things that we're doing physically, checking in, keeping each other accountable, right? And then diet-wise too. We're going to start eating healthy after the holidays. You know what I mean? It's always like that. It's every year.
We're human.
It's a cycle. Yeah. It's live a little,
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
We'll bounce back.
Yeah. and yeah, like with learning about making the right financial decisions as well, right? For all of us, I think we're in our late 20s, and we should be, getting a grasp at how to handle our finances better.
Mm-hmm.
At least better than how we were doing it before.
Yeah. Awareness is key. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, thanks for your willingness to be the guest of today's episode, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. VIP, man.
Really
Dude.
appreciate it.
Yeah. No, it takes a lot of vulnerability to step up to the mic.
Dude,
and
it
do
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that with your episode a few weeks back. I think it was a solid episode, man. How do you feel after just letting the universe know more about Leeson?
Dude, I was pretty nervous at the beginning.
Yeah.
But afterward, and even during it, but afterwards, it just feels pretty liberating now. It feels freeing to just be myself, put it out there.
Yeah.
People like it, people don't. That's just me.
Yeah.
So no regrets. And I'm excited for you to have that same feeling.
So,
yeah.
just
We'll
let it
see,
out
man.
there, man.
Yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah.
How was your workout this morning, dude?
It was a solid workout. I started with a run, did 4 miles. I'm doing the 100-mile challenge. And I completed one already. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, go for it.
Dude, tell us a little bit more about this 100-mile challenge. I think a lot of people have been seeing it on your stories and other people's stories. But
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it started with Mei Lin. She started the 100-mile challenge. So shout out to her. And the main purpose is to stay active and do more exercise before the end of the year. So whether that's cardio, whether that is, just running, doing bicycle, rows, whatever you want to do. I think the main goal is just to stay active. So when I saw it, I was prepping for a marathon. And I was like, okay, let me try to do this at the same time. I think it's going to help me be more accountable with logging miles. And it did. So I did the first 100 miles. And once I completed that, she reached out. She was like, hey, let's do another 100. And I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do another 100. So right now, I believe I'm doing 55 out of 100. Damn. Still need to do a few more. But yeah, I think that the main goal is to stay active and just do more exercise before the end of the year.
Nice, man. You're a beast, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this is your second 100-mile challenge.
And you did a marathon.
Without the formal training of, whatever it is, 4 or 5 months beforehand. You're a monster.
Yeah, dude, you're killing it, dude.
So I just want to clarify one thing. I'm not a runner. I'm really not. But I think it just helps mentally. Like knowing that I'm physically not a runner, but just willing to go through the motion and like showing up and like pushing for more. It's just, I think that's the thing that I look forward just whenever I'm about to run. Like knowing that it's going to be a challenge and then just going for it.
Yeah.
Getting over that mental hurdle.
Yeah.
Like not wanting to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think you can take that to other aspects of life. Like once you're able to get uncomfortable with doing things you don't like doing, then you can do other things as well that are beneficial for you.
Yeah. So take us back, dude. I want to dive into this marathon thing. So take us back to like how it started, where the idea came from, what, all of it.
Yeah. So 2019, that's whenever I started running my first mile and tracking it. And I realized that I was out of shape. I was like, dude, this is not normal for someone that is 26, 25, I can't remember. But it was not normal for a person to get super tired with 1 mile. So I was like, okay, let me make this a goal just to get more fit. Let me try to do a mile per day. So I started with that, used the treadmill. Mm-hmm. Then once I got the mile, I got 2 miles. That was the second goal, like trying to do 2 miles every time I ran. And then 2020 started, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to make it just a way for me to stay accountable. Like, let me sign up to do some races. So I signed up to do the 5K. I think it was like the second month of 2020, and I got it done. And I was like, dude, I'm feeling good. Then I signed up to do a 10K a month later. That's 6 miles. And it was my first time doing a trail run. It was a beautiful place. And I ended up doing it. Man, yeah, it was a process for sure. Like starting with 1 mile and then doing 10K, but being able to feel good about it even towards the end. Then fast forward to like September, I was at your place, Leezen. We were talking about like improving as people. So I was looking forward to it. Like, hey, I'm going to be running a little more. And then Sass came to the kitchen. He's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
And then he overheard the conversation, and he was like, dude, I'm in. Like, let's get better. So it was like, all right, more people doing this, the better, right? I think that's one thing about us, that just being with people that want to improve helps the entire group. Mm-hmm. So that's why, it's really cool hanging out with you guys, building something meaningful with you guys. But yeah, I mean, Sass was like, yo, let's do a race. And I was thinking about a 5K. Yeah. And somehow it escalated, and we signed up to do a marathon.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. I think it was just like, I needed that too. Just like that goal, that target. And we trained, I would say, for about 8 weeks. We were just logging miles. And, man, it was painful because I was not used to running that much and that frequent. So, man, we were running every week, I would say 6 miles at a minimum per day.
Damn.
And that was a lot of work. But, you know, you fast forward to the marathon, ran the 26 miles, and you guys were there. So, again, appreciate that. The homies were there.
Gotta support, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess that's my experience of how I got to a marathon. And, yeah, I'm waiting to see if SAS wants to do a second one. I think that would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now, but maybe later down the road. I think it's one of those things that is just a way for you to look internally and reflect, because you're running for so long that you get to a point where you start to think about the past and just experiences, and it's like meditation. So yeah.
So what are some of the things that were going through your mind? Let's just say at mile 20.
Okay, so from the beginning to like mile 10, it was just music. Just like, you name it. Meek Mill, Nipsey Hussle, just other like club music, right? Just like trying to like stay pumped. Yeah. So you're not going as hard because you know it's going to be a long game. And then once you hit mile 10, that's whenever you're like, okay, like this is about to be a long run. Finally hits you. So I would say from like mile 10 to like mile 20, that's when you start to have those reflections. And I mean, for me, it was just like from childhood things, like flashbacks of, you know, growing up in Mexico and then like moving here as an immigrant. Just those moments of struggle, of pain, of things that you were like, man, I wish I did it differently. But, you know, you don't really look back as a regret. You just like accept it, acknowledge it. And the way that I saw it is like you open up your computer and you have like 20 tabs. Right, I'm sure we can relate to that.
Google Chrome?
Google Chrome, yeah. So like each one of those moments is a tab. So once you deal with it and I guess you realize what happened, you accept it and you're like, all right, let me close this one. Next tab. And then you start doing that from mile 10 to mile 20. And then after you hit mile 20, that's when it's just surviving. I don't think you're really thinking about that anymore. Like you kill all those tabs. Yeah, mile 20 is like, dude, I need to get to mile 26. And that's whenever like your surviving mechanism kicks in and then you just try to make it.
Yeah.
That's intense, dude. And two things real quick. So I was there at the inception of the idea of this marathon. So I saw how it became like a thing, a goal, and then I saw the work that you and Sassy put in. Because so for those who don't know, Sassy, longtime friend, homie, and also my roommate right now. So, you know, I remember him like finishing work and just having that look on his face like, damn, I got to go run. But he was putting in work and you were too.
Yeah, both of you guys did.
Yeah, you guys were, it was pretty impressive. And then
Thanks.
another thing is your first ever marathon and you ran the whole fucking thing. You didn't walk.
Yeah, no walking, man.
That's crazy. I would have walked.
I would have walked mile 2, bro.
I'll walk home.
I was like, the goal is to finish.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Like looking back at it, I ran 4 miles today and I got tired. So I'm thinking like, man, I really did 26.
Yeah.
So I think it's like just having that goal, that target, and like knowing you have to get there. Like you have to do whatever it takes. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, as much as you want to deny it, you're a fucking runner, dude. You're a runner. You just have to accept it and move on.
Close that tab, bro.
Close that tab.
Refresh.
Yeah, refresh it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think one of the things that I really appreciate about you is how much you're like a big motivational factor to me. And I know one of the things that you look up to Nipsey for is, you know, the inspirational aspect. I don't exactly remember how the quote goes. Maybe you remember, but like the highest human act is to inspire or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
he did say that.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like, we always talk about it, but, like, Daniel is, like, his motto for the whole Momo Shack team is hustle and motivate, because that's what you do. Like, you motivate, like, all of us to be better, right? And to have realistic goals that helps improve you as just, like, a human being. And, like, dude, I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys too. I think it's just the team as a whole, right? I feel like we're in this journey, this quest of becoming the best version of ourselves. And when the whole team is like that, I think it's just like powerful, and it helps each member step up, level up. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Dude, I think the cool part is, like, we all have a different version of the best part of ourselves, which is
Right.
awesome, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like one way or, you know, whatever you see on social media or whatever. We all have our own paths,
Yeah.
and we're all like collectively hoping to achieve it.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, so you were saying earlier, like, when the music shuts off, you know, during a race, and it's you in your mind, and you start, you know, going back down the memory lane, right? Like, starting from childhood.
Yeah.
It's like, do you mind sharing that with us? Like, can you just take us through, like, your childhood and kind of describe how it was like growing up as Daniel Flores, right? Before that, like, let's just tell the people who is Daniel Flores.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure, man. So I'm a Mexican immigrant. I moved to the U.S. when I was 10. I'm the youngest son of an amazing single mother. And I have an older brother. His name is Luis. He's a big inspiration. And yeah, so I'll take you guys back to Mexico City. That's where I was born. That's where I lived until I was 9 years old. And yeah, I mean, I would say there were two sides, like the good side and the dark side. So the good side, I used to love playing outside. I used to play street soccer with my brother. And I'm talking like in the streets, like right next to the cars. Like the ball goes under the car, we have to go pick it up, and you're playing with your neighbors, you're playing with your cousins. I have a ton of cousins, like 20 plus.
Damn. Big family.
So yeah, so big family guy, and that's how I grew up, like playing outside, riding my bike. Used to love riding around the neighborhood, getting hit by a car. And
You got hit by a car?
Yeah, I got hit by a car, dude, when
How
I
many
was a
times?
kid.
Just
It was one time.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I was, that kid that was just like outside trying to have fun with people, and just, yeah, I mean, I wasn't a great student. I preferred having outdoor activities. I was into chess. I was a happy kid. Like, I would describe myself as a happy kid. Man, I used to love performing in front of people, like
Wow.
singing, and I would have my mariachi outfit.
Wow.
And complete opposite of who I am right now. But yeah, that was me. Like, would love to do that, like dancing. And so that was a good side, right? The dark side, I grew up in a negative environment at home because of my father. He was an alcoholic. And man, I experienced and I witnessed domestic violence. So those are the dark flashbacks that I still have, where, you know, I just witnessed incidents, and then we would pack our things up and go live with my aunt or go live with my grandma for a few months, and then we would come back to the same cycle. And yeah, man, I mean, growing up, like, that's rough for any kid. And you know, that's one of the reasons why we decided to move to the U.S. I think that's the main reason, right? Just to like get away from that negative environment that we had to go through.
Man, that's deep, dude.
Yeah.
That's tough as a kid, like having to witness that, experience it, all that. Yeah, that's why all the people out here like talking shit about the immigrant life.
Yeah.
Like, these are the real immigrant stories, you know? Everyone's just trying to be better versions of ourselves, just make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I feel
Yeah.
like as immigrants, we all have different stories on how we got here. And like growing up, I never really connected with people because people were not sharing their stories. I know I wasn't sharing mine, so I couldn't really identify with certain people. But I mean, right now we're 27. We're learning each other's stories, and I'm like, dude, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all moved here at 10.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So for you guys, like, what year did you move to? Like, exact? Do you remember the exact date, month, year?
It was July 3rd, 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can ask my dad. He remembers it, but I think it was like October-ish, 2003.
Okay.
I may be way off, but something like that.
Dude, I think I'm April 2004. So y'all got here like a couple months before I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like,
Wow.
how you got here? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so one day I came back from school, and my mom said, hey, we're going to the U.S., and the intention was to learn English. And the plan was to go back to Mexico after a year. So we packed our things, and it seemed like a cool idea, right? Like just like going for a year, coming back, and everything was going back to normal. So we came here to the U.S., and we realized that we're going to have a better future here without having that alcoholic father. So my mom filed a divorce, and then that's whenever they officially split up. And that's when the real immigrant story begins. We stayed with my aunt for about a year, so super grateful for them and allowing us to stay with them. But yeah, I mean, reality kicked in once we moved to our first apartment, and we started from scratch. And I'm talking like, no furniture, no bed. We're sleeping on the floor.
Damn.
And you have a mom raising 2 kids by herself in a different country without knowing the language, and just working extremely hard to pay for food and shelter. And man, I remember those nights, man. Like I would look outside, and I feel like at 10, most kids don't experience that. And that's when it kicked in. Like, it's going to get real. Like, it's going to be a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, it was a struggle. It was painful. And man, I appreciate my mom and my brother so much just for being there, making it happen. I mean, at the end of the day, like looking back at it, I had everything. I think we had that conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
Was like we had love, we had support, we had food, we had each other. And I think that's the reason why I'm really close to my family, because we struggled together. But back in the day, it was different. It was a different mentality. I was like, man, why us? Like, why are we going through this struggle? And yeah, at a young age, man, I started selling homework in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I think that's when I met Thang.
Yeah. He was selling my homework. By the way.
Statute of limitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I thought, I need to do something to help out. And at a young age, I realized that I needed to stay focused, because if I didn't, it would add additional stress, additional pressure to what was already happening. So for that reason, like I was able to stay focused. Like I was selling homework, and the money wasn't even for me. Like I would save it up and give it to my mom, or like for Christmas, like buy my mom a present. I remember I bought her a pink radio, 6th grade, with her favorite album. And that felt pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just like being able to do that at a young age.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the money was never for me or like to buy myself things. It was like, how can I help out? And I mean, I wasn't really helping that much with from the money aspect, but just like staying out of trouble, I think that was helping and like adding value. Like my mom didn't have to worry about me getting in trouble or like joining gangs or doing drugs. I was like I knew what I needed to do at a young age.
Yeah.
Damn. That's inspirational, man. That's an amazing story. I think your mom is an OG to be able to like do it solo, move here, and then still give you guys like love and, you know, shelter, food, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do it solo. That's, I mean, our parents
Yeah.
did it together, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think
That's tough.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. I think just a huge inspiration, like superhero, like being
Mhm.
able to pull that off. That's why I have like just massive respect for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as immigrants, I think that's how we feel about our parents,
Yeah.
right? Like they sacrificed everything
Yeah.
to give us a better future.
Right. And doing so while not knowing like a lick of English.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
dude, I
yeah.
can't even imagine your mom taking care of 2 boys
Yeah.
and not knowing any English at all.
Yeah, man, it was difficult. And yeah, that's why like just spending time with them now is just, it feels different. Like, you know, we went through so much
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And just having the ability to sit down and have dinner and just enjoy time with each other. Like, I appreciate that so much.
That's awesome. Man,
Yeah.
did your mom have like English like dictionary book to learn English when she moved here? Like, how did she pick up on the language?
Dude, I really don't know, man. Like, looking back at it, like, she just had to learn on the spot, too.
Mm.
I guess from conversations that she was listening to. I believe she was taking some courses on the side, too, to try to learn more.
Mhm.
So that's why like education was really important at home. Because, yeah, I mean, she was being proactive about it, like trying to learn. And at her jobs, I'm sure she, you know, had to learn on the spot, too.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, for me, I don't remember learning English the proper way. It was more like listening to what the teacher was saying and trying to figure out what the context was. And I believe hip hop was a way for me to, you know, just try to understand the lyrics.
Yeah.
And like see what I could pick up from there and apply it.
Yeah.
Man, so definitely got to hop into the music conversation, but you moved here at 10, then you were in ESL, and that's where you met the homie thing right here.
Homie
Yeah.
thing. I remember
ESL,
that.
yeah.
You remember the first day? A
I
little
do.
bit?
Yeah. Just a little bit. It was our English class,
Uh-huh.
ESL English with Miss Rufino.
Miss
Dude, shout out
Rufino.
to Miss Rufino.
Shout out to her.
What
Yeah.
school was this?
Wilson Middle School.
Wilson Middle School.
Yeah. And dude, I didn't know any English either. Bro, I know hi, hello,
Mhm.
and I don't even know how to say restroom, bro. Like I held my crotch whenever I needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then somehow me and Daniel just telepathically linked up in our like broken ass English. He's like, "You, me, friends? Oh,
Friends.
okay, okay." And then
Damn.
yeah, we became friends since that moment. You know, he probably was using me to like sell homework at the beginning, but I didn't know any better.
Yeah, this guy sees the bigger picture,
I
bro.
know.
Bigger picture. Dude, we used to do our math homework together on the phone.
Yeah, practice
And
sheet. I
Practice sheet.
remember that,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
That was fun, man.
Honestly, like, I think that really helped, like us, practice English.
Yeah.
Right, because I can't talk in Spanish and you can't talk in Vietnamese. Like the only thing that we had in common was English, and we had to use whatever that we can. Right. I think it started out with numbers first because numbers is universal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So we would like communicate through that, and then our English developed later.
Yeah.
It's not developed now.
That's a pretty cool story, man, because you are a connector of people. Like you got something with that.
I don't know how, but yeah, people told me that like
Yeah.
a lot.
You are.
I just
dude.
don't know how it happens.
you
It just
see-
happens.
You see something. I don't know what it is. Because same thing with me, dude. Freshman orientation, you walked up to me and was like, "Yo, can I sit with you?" I'm like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And that's how we
Yeah.
became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just life,
Connector.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the real plug.
Yeah, the plug. Yeah.
Damn. So middle school, like, what was that like for you?
Middle school. It was selling homework. It was having fun playing sports.
Mhm.
Play soccer. PE class.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would go hard. Very competitive.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I would say it was just, hanging out with Thang during lunch.
Yeah.
I think that's where I found the best friend for sure. Because, you go back to middle school and you see a cafeteria and you start seeing people sitting with people that look like them. I don't know if it was the same with y'all's cafeteria, but like you have
You your own
different
cliques.
ethnic groups for sure. And I couldn't really identify with any of those groups, but I could connect with Thang because we're like immigrants, ESL class, and we would be hanging out a lot and just like talking to other people, just messing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was middle school, just like playing sports, selling homework, hanging out with Thang, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a safe introduction to the American culture.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't get involved in like gang or drugs or anything. Right. It was just pure, just children meeting each other and just like playing sports, like playing outside. Right. Like in a way, like playing recess and just being kids. Like, I think Wilson Middle School like provided a solid 3 years of just us being kids. And I think once we moved over to ninth grade, we went over to Vines, and from there, like they split us out into, different classes. So I think that's when me and Daniel kind of like lost touch a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we went to our own like classes. We were no longer in ESL, right? I think we graduated ESL 8th grade.
Hey,
we
graduated.
We
made it.
We made it. But then from that point on, it went two separate paths. So like how was it for you in high school?
Yeah, I would say high school was finding people that looked somewhat like me, and I think that's whenever I started hanging out with a lot more Hispanic people. And I think the reason why was soccer. Like I got into a soccer team, and that was super fun. It was recreational, and that was what I was looking forward after school. So just hanging out with my soccer friends and going to school still with a similar mentality. I think I was selling lunch in high school. And I was still hustling a little bit with the lunch thing, and then just trying to like figure out my future. So I was at a point where I needed to start thinking bigger in order to help out around the house. And I think that's pretty much my high school experience. Just still trying to figure out like who I was like back then, and started to connect with more immigrants outside of that group. People from like Nigeria, just different parts of the world. And that was pretty cool, just like being able to see other immigrants as well. Like I didn't know the full story, that they had, but I just knew that they were going through something similar. So just trying to figure out who I was and hanging out with people that looked a bit similar. But at the end of the day, I was an outcast for sure, right? Because like I knew I had to figure something out, and a lot of people were not in that same mindset. They were, just, hey, this is high school, let's have fun. Partying. And for me, it's like, dude, I can't really do that because of the circumstances that I'm in. And there's still a lot to do in order to get out from that environment that I was living in. So, I think it was more like, all right, let me start planning ahead and let's see how we can make something work.
Yeah. So I think for those who don't know, Momo Shack is not your first business experience, right? You've had businesses in the past that you started and like ran and sold.
Yes.
Did that start in high school too?
That was my senior year of high school. It was called Cool Curbs, and I used to paint the numbers outside of the houses. And I'm sure you guys have seen it. Like, you're about to bark, you see those numbers. And I got the idea from my uncle. think he used to do that when he was younger. And I was like, all right, let me try this out. And man, I was just going around the neighborhood, knocking on doors, asking people if I could paint their curb. And I was asking $17 per house because I knew they were going to give me 20 and then they were going to tip me 3. So I was like, all right, it's a 20. So, you know, that was kind of like the mentality I had back then.
What was the cost out there in the industry?
The cost?
In that, How much were other people charging?
What's the market price?
Yeah, market price. I couldn't say.
Dude, I would say, you know, back then, like 15, 20.
Okay.
So I was like within that range.
You knew your value. All right.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
But yeah, I mean, Microsoft was the way I did my flyers. I created a website. My cousin got into it as well. So it was cool, like doing that. And it was like my first time, like bringing in my homies to do some work too. And then we would split up the revenue. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I think at a young age, like just doing that helped me tremendously. And it kind of gave me an understanding of what I was going to be doing moving forward. Because, you know, prior to that, like I was leaning towards medicine and like that route didn't work out. So the fact that I was able to tap into the business side was a way for me to understand a little more about myself. And it's like, okay, building something from scratch, knocking on doors, business development was something that I enjoyed. Like every time a customer said yes, like I would get super pumped. I was like, hell yeah. And then on to the next one. And then, I realized that I could only paint a house one time, like every 3 years. I'm like, dude, this is not going to work out. Like I need to think of something where I can come back every week or every 2 weeks. And that's when the idea of $1 for college lawn care services started. Because I was like, okay, I can come back weekly, bi-weekly. And that was the second business that I started. And man, I just loved the operation side of it. Like it's funny because you think about it, and like mowing lawns, it's difficult, especially here in Texas. And calling people, asking them for business is difficult. Getting rejected is difficult. But I was still doing it. And there was like a mix of like, I need to make this work out of necessity to pay for school. And a mix of, I like doing this. Like, let me knock on this other house. You know, once I'm done with the mowing, and then just say, hey, we just mowed this house. I can give you the same price or give you a better price. And man, it was good. It was a good experience, just like getting myself out there, just learning more about the business aspect of it. And yeah, man, I take a lot of pride in that, just like building something from scratch. And that's how I align to Momo Shack as well. Like we like building from scratch. But yeah, man, I remember those times. I mean, even Thang, you came through a few times to mow some lawns.
Manual labor, man. For those of y'all that don't know, so Daniel had a legit landscaping company when he was a sophomore and a junior in college. Right? And he used all the money that he earned to pay for college. So he graduated with, you know, his own degree that he earned while going to school. And yeah, like, dude, I was his first employee.
W-2.
Yeah, W-2. No, straight cash. But the trade-off was I got no lunch breaks or water.
Oh, man.
Bro, I was a slave, man.
No, dude, so I remember, like, you started applying for jobs, and then you put that on your resume. And then I would be getting calls, like, hey, can you tell me about Thang? Like, how is he? I'm like, bro, he's a monster. He's an animal.
Appreciate that.
Give him a raise.
Hire him as a manager right now. Dude, but that's really impressive, man. Like, even going back to the high school days with the cool curbs. Like, you realized the importance of getting that quick cash. But then you saw that you needed a cash flow coming in. Right? It's different than just like making a deal versus something constant. And like nobody taught me that. It's just you see it.
right? When you start to realize that every customer that you have is going to be a one-time customer, it's like, dude, I need to create a different type of model in order to meet what I need to accomplish.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, so with the lawn care model, so like how many repeating customers did you have at any point in time?
dude,
Okay.
so I remember we were doing up to 18 houses in one day.
One
Wow.
day in the Texas heat. Dude.
Texas heat,
God damn.
and it's hard work, man.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, going to school,
Mm-hmm.
and then like having like internships, like part-time jobs, full-time jobs.
Yeah.
It was a grind, man. But I think it was just a way for me to build that foundation of hard work and discipline.
Yeah. Dude,
Damn.
like hanging out with you during the college times, like really motivated me to like start grinding. Because like while we're, going through college, right? Dude, we had two different paths. Like I'm over here spending my FAFSA money on boba.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel's like literally working 4 jobs at the same time in order to like support himself through college. Like he had Dollar for College, Studio Movie Grill,
Oh, yeah.
right? And doing multiple internships,
Yeah.
like all at the same time. Like I
Dude.
don't know how he did it.
I remember looking for internships and
Yeah.
just being like, I don't know if I'm gonna get any.
Yeah.
And you were out there.
Dude, he took all of it.
Dude, now I know. You had so many internships, dude.
Yeah,
I
man.
think I scraped by with like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Dude.
You got 2 or 3 each semester.
But yeah, man, I saw it as a job. I saw it as a way to get money, pay bills, and save up. I never looked at it as an internship. Like, let me put this as an internship on this resume.
Mm-hmm.
And like looking back at it, that would probably be the best way to approach an internship. But for me, it was just like, yeah, let me just get additional cash flow.
Yeah.
And then whatever I can learn, that's awesome.
Yeah. For those who don't know, the 3 of us actually interned together.
Yeah. Shout out to Excel Technology.
We did.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a chill job.
Yeah. It was like chat support,
Yeah.
chat customer support for AT&T.
For AT&T.
Yeah.
So if you go on their website and you're looking for like mobile plans or cell phones, like we're the people behind that chat. Yeah.
How may I assist you today?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Like we had like a list of canned responses,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, our manager at the place, he was pretty nonchalant, like pretty hands off, super
He's super
laissez-faire.
chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ripping his vape
Yeah.
while we're just watching movies on one screen, chatting with customers. Like, dude, we're over here ripping vapes too,
Mhm.
like in the office. Dude, honestly, it was the best job you could have as a college student. You didn't
I
have to
would
do
say so.
anything. You just chat with people. I mean, we do that anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like texting.
Yeah.
But you're getting paid while you can like blast rap music and
Yeah. Dude, we were watching like the FIFA World Cup
yeah.
while we're working.
Yeah. It was
That
a
was
cool
pretty
environment.
cool. Yeah.
Fun times, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
What was your experience with Excel?
Dude, so prior to Excel, like I was coming from a background of like manual work. So like mowing lawns or like working for this wealthy family where they needed to, clean their pool, sweep their patio,
Yeah.
like just do manual work. So I was doing that prior to Excel. And then I was serving tables as well with Bank here.
Yeah.
And once I got to Excel, I was like, whoa, like this is this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like how work is,
Yeah.
like AC, like sitting down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a new experience for me. Like I was super grateful because I was used to a different type of work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now getting to Excel, like you guys mentioned, like it was pretty laid back.
Mhm.
I was like, dude, this is nice.
Yeah.
Like this is new to me.
Mhm.
But if I had to pick, this is pretty nice. Like
Yeah. You don't have to bust your ass anymore.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm glad that we worked together. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I think it helped solidify our relationships. Like being at Excel, just being in that environment where you can just have fun. You know what I mean? Because like if it's at any other job, if let's just say us three working at actual like AT&T corporate for that internship, like we wouldn't be able to like fuck around as much.
True.
Right. So we wouldn't be able to see like our like true sides.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I appreciate that internship, man.
For sure. So like then I always used to see you wearing a suit with the briefcase. So explain to the people who don't know, because we know.
Yeah.
So like, explain to people who don't know, like how many suits you have, like just
How
take
many
the
briefcase
yeah.
you have? What's in the briefcase?
Yeah, what's in the briefcase?
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
Dude, yeah. So I started to get into business a lot more just because of the experience, the internships, the jobs, the small businesses. And I remember like just studying people from the business world. And one thing in common was like, you know, you gotta look professional, like you gotta look fresh. Like I think that's when you perform the best, whenever you feel good about how you look. So I started to get more into that, and you know, I got my first suit, and then the second one, and then I would use my brother's suits as well. You know, he used to dress up pretty nicely as well. He still does. So yeah, I mean, just slowly I started to get into the business world and more about like how can we like close deals, and like just it was a different world, but at the same time it was like it just made sense back in the day because that was what I was into. And yeah, I mean, I would say like that's how I started, just by trying to figure out how the business world at the corporate level worked out. And yeah, I mean, once I got to technology sales, like I was still, you know, dressing up with my suits and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it was something that kind of became part of my identity at that time.
Yeah.
And then
You were the suit guy.
You were.
Yeah.
Show up to Zubuki with a suit.
Yeah.
Bro, you'd be looking fly.
Yeah.
dude, looking fly,
Suit
yeah.
and tie too. Yeah. No, honestly, like it was a great look.
Yeah.
Like people took you seriously.
Yeah. Imagine us.
Yeah, bro.
We get roasted, dude. Show up
Get
to
flamed
Zubuki
on.
with a
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
So would you say that perception has changed now or evolved now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in the day, I didn't know any better, right? I thought that, you know, successful people were the ones wearing the suits. But once I started to hit my own targets, hit my own goals, I was like, dude, I can just wear this T-shirt.
And gray sweatpants.
Yeah, gray sweatpants.
We got a lot of them, bro.
But yeah, I mean, definitely, I don't need a suit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm comfortable being who I am.
Yeah.
And I got my own targets, and I'm going to hit them however I look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can rock the Dreamville shirt, bro.
Yeah,
Looking
bro.
fly.
Shout out to J. Cole.
Shout out to J. Cole.
Let's get into hip hop.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. You're a really big hip hop head.
I like hip-hop,
Yeah.
yes.
So was that the original type of music that you were into? Or
Yeah, so when I moved from Mexico to here, I started listening to hip hop. And the first album that I ever got was by 50 Cent.
which one?
Get Rich or
Or
Die
Die
Trying.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it just kind of made sense, like back in the day. Like
Mhm.
coming from the struggle,
Mm-hmm.
like even the title, like Get
Yeah.
Rich
Ooh.
or
Yeah,
Die
straight up.
Trying.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's like it's an awesome album cover too, because you see 50 Cent and you know it's like someone shot him too. So
Yeah.
like at that age, it's like that was cool,
Right.
Like back in the day, and like I could relate to it, not entirely, right? Because I didn't get shot 9 times. Yeah, like thank God, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and like I was not from the hood, but like I could relate to some of his music,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like just like him growing up without a dad.
Yeah.
Like he would talk about it, right? It's like, I grew up without my pops. Should that make me bitter?
Mm.
I caught cases, copped out. Does that make me a quitter? So I didn't catch any cases,
Yeah.
but I grew up without a dad. Just like connecting things that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like just 50 Cent was really big back in the day.
Yeah.
Then got into Usher, Chris Brown,
Ooh.
excuse me, miss,
Yeah.
Yeah.
saw you from across the room, type of thing. And yeah, I mean, as I got older, I started to listen to hip hop in a way for me to escape from just like the struggle, the pain. So I would listen to Meek Mill, listen to Drake, Biggie, but it was a way for me to just unplug and like just go into my own world. So I found it as a way for me to escape and then like relate to someone, because like I said before, like I couldn't really relate to anyone. So like the people and the stories that I would hear from the hip hop world aligned to what I was going through in a certain way. Again, not entirely, but just like coming from that place of like darkness and like trying to make it in America. Like it was just a huge thing for me. So, I mean, you fast forward to now, and what I'm listening to is different to what I was listening to back in the day. Because like now I'm at a point where I feel more comfortable with who I am, with, you know, what I got, with the people that I love, you know, they're around me. So listening to J. Cole, like Love Yours, like
Classic.
Right, that's a classic. And like material things come and go, but the people that you love are there forever. And like just hanging out with people that you love should be a priority. Or like Nipsey Hussle, right, talking about building from scratch and hard work, dedication. You know, that's what I play whenever I'm about to do some work. And, you know, I'm not listening to like just the hip hop music that I used to listen to. Just, it doesn't align with who I am. So I feel like as I get older, I'm evolving, and the people that I'm listening to are evolving as well. And that's why I listen to their music.
Yeah. The message hits a lot more now.
Yeah.
Behind everything, not just music, right?
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
Yeah.
Putting out like a good message, which is what we're trying to do with this podcast. Like, we're not superstars in any means, but I think we're just trying to be authentic, genuine, speak our truths.
Yeah.
Truths. Speak our truths. So, song that you have on like repeat right now, what is that?
Ooh, Mick Mill. He just dropped a few songs. It's Pain Away.
Okay.
And dude, it's just Mick Mill. There's something about him that I
what do
really
you think
like.
it is?
It's not hustle and motivate, but like every time you listen to it, it gets me pumped.
Yeah.
Whereas like you gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Like just having large ambitions and being willing to put in the work to get there. Like it's a process.
Yeah.
Right. Like
the grind.
The grind of
grit,
it. Yeah. And I'm comfortable with that, with the grunt work.
Yeah.
I like that, like rolling my sleeves up.
Yeah.
Let me wash the dishes. You know, let me just do whatever I can do to help out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you like washing dishes to Dreams and Nightmares.
Hell yeah, bro.
Spotless. Fuck the dishwasher.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Get the ring light.
Yeah.
Bro, we need a fucking studio session on this.
We should.
Dude, 100%. But yeah, man, I guess that's kind of like the inspirational music that I listen to.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
What about... I'll go for it. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You got it, bro.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, like, yeah, I remember you... dude, I totally forgot my train of thought.
My
Yeah,
bad.
Go ahead.
That's on
No,
me,
go
too.
ahead. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Shit. Yeah.
But yeah, hip hop, man, it's been a huge thing for us and for a lot of people, right? Like learning how to speak their way has been pretty funny. Like now getting to corporate, I like having that slang.
That slang, that urban slang.
Yeah.
Dude, so this one thing that I think I talked to you about before, but if you take Luis, right? You guys came here same year, right? He's 4 years older than you, right? And we talk about how his music preference is a lot more Americanized, like more rock, more he's a rock guy. He likes to listen to rock, right? But when you talk to him, he has a thicker accent than you do, right? And my theory is that it's because you listen to hip hop, right? And you're trying to pick out like the slang and the accents that the artists have, and you're trying to create that same sound. It, in a way, it helps with the accent, right? So your accent is a lot more Americanized than Luis. And it might be that he was 4 years older than you, but in my opinion, I don't know if it's a fact or not, but it's because you listen to hip hop. Like, you have a more Americanized accent than Luis did.
Yeah, I think, it's a combination of things, for sure. I mean, the fact that he moved here when he was in high school, I think that was more difficult for him. So, whenever I think about that, it's like, shout out to him. Like, he put in a lot more work to learn the language.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, I mean, you guys remember high school. It's different than middle school because people are now, like, judging you a lot more.
Yeah.
So he had to learn a different way. And I'm sure it was very similar to, like, your sister or your cousin, like, people that came here older. They had to put in more work, right? So at the same time, I don't think they get the benefit of putting in the reps at a younger age.
Yeah. I agree.
So that's one way. And then the second thing you mentioned is music. And I think so too. Like, it's crazy how we grew up together and, like, we lived together for the longest time, right? Like, it's just crazy to me that I like hip hop and he's into rock. And I think for him, same with the lyrics, same with the sound of the music. That's what I guess he leans towards when it comes to rock. And yeah, I mean, he went that different path because of it. And I'm guessing, like, he had some influence with his language. But yeah, man, I think, growing up with an older brother was a big thing for me. Just seeing him, like, grind, just trying to help out my mom because he was closer to her. Just a big inspiration for me, for sure. So, like, thick accent or not, dude, he put in the work.
He does. Yeah, he's a hard worker, man.
Yeah, someone I look up to, for sure.
Yeah.
It's cool how music is such a big inspiration to everybody, no matter, like, what type of music it is. You know, like, it helps you learn so much about culture, or, you can pick out motivation from it, things like that. That's why I remember when, like, 50 Cent and, like, Kanye was happening, and, like, that's when the rise of, iPhone and social media was happening too. There were people, like, trying to censor hip hop. I don't know if you guys remember that. And I think it's bullshit. Like, it shouldn't censor any music.
It's freedom of speech.
It's creativity.
Right.
People can get inspiration from it.
Dude, I think it inspired us as youngins, right? Because I think, like, for me, like, a lot of artists back then, even though they're, rappers talking about the hood, it wasn't really about us growing up in the hood. It's about going through the struggles of whatever you're going through in life, and just having the persistence, right? The willpower to make it through.
Go through adversity.
Yeah. And, dude, even if they talk about, like, being rich, right, is, in a way, it's very motivational to have enough wealth that you're no longer worrying about, food being put on a table, or, like, if your electricity or whatever not going to be shut off that day, right? Yeah. So, we were able to relate to it as immigrants.
Like Many Men by 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like, many men wish death upon me. Bro, I don't know anyone that wishes death
But
upon
we go around singing that.
But then that same song, he has a line like, I'm a diamond in the dirt that ain't being found.
Yeah.
I'm the underground king that ain't been crowned.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, bro, like, why not us?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Why not us?
Yeah. That's a good question. Like, why not?
Yeah. But Manny, man. They're trying to get us, bro.
Who are they? Where are they?
Who are these men?
Imaginary friends. Dude, so let's talk business. I think you mentioned, like, starting something from scratch.
Yeah.
And you talked about the businesses you've, built up on your own. How has the Momo Shack, like, business been from the 10 by 10 tent to where we are today? Like, how has that been for you?
It's been a fun journey, for sure. Just like starting at the market, going through the entire process of getting it started, like applying to the Dallas Farmers Market, like getting the bank account started, like getting the freezer. Remember that time we went to Nebraska Furniture?
Mm-hmm. Whose truck did we take, bro?
Dude, I have no idea. Somehow we ended up with a truck.
We took a truck.
Somebody's truck.
Somebody's fucking truck. I don't remember. Maybe Jonathan's, huh?
Yeah.
Old co-workers.
I think so, yeah. But like somehow we ended up with a truck.
Yeah.
And then we just went to the store and got the freezer and we put it in the back of the truck and we got it, right? So, I mean, I think those small things, that's what I enjoy as well. Like getting the tent from Academy, getting the permits together, and like just building that first day as good as we can get it. And of course, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be challenges. But yeah, going through those motions of the market and like pivoting to pop-up events with different small businesses in Dallas, like just being able to transition to that, I think that's pretty cool from a business standpoint, because now it's a different model where we're looking at the hours that we're putting in and like trying to understand what the return is, and I guess look out for our time as well, right? Not just about the money, but it's like, okay, let's try to make sure we're more efficient, and then pivoting to the frozen bags. I thought that was a huge move too, that we were testing at the very beginning. So like that testing phase is also really fun. Like just brainstorming, like, hey, how are we going to launch this? And DMing those top 10, 20 people to see if they want to try it out. And then like driving to the place, getting everything set up. Like I just enjoy that part so much. And yeah, like being able to see it and being able to do it with you guys has been pretty cool, right? Because we're building something meaningful. And at the end of the day, I think what matters the most is doing it with people that you want to do it with. And like us going through those transitions, those events has been a good experience. Then being able to do the Momos at home and being able to go to different locations, pickup locations, whether it was Verbena, Trinity Cider, Snow Tea, Mudleaf, like just being able to get our product to the customers and like listening to their comments and like saying, okay, like let's try to do something that the people want and the people like coming up with ways of us positioning Momo Shack in order for us to align with it, and at the same time like people being able to be cool with it as well. I think it's just like a bunch of things that are business related that we have to do, and sometimes we don't take the time to really reflect. But once we do, like we start to see some patterns of like, okay, we're pretty good at pivoting, we're pretty good at improvising, we're good at just launching things and seeing how it goes. Like plan just enough, but I think just trying it is the best method. And yeah, I mean, so far, like now doing this podcast, I like trying to figure it out. And yeah, not knowing what the outcome will be, but just like going through the motions, like trying to figure out what's going to happen, and then, whatever comes next. Like we're looking into like wholesaling real estate. So just like starting things and like seeing the progress and enjoying the process as we go. Because we talked about this before, where like we all have a different motivation, like how you enjoy the process a lot more, and then Leeson enjoys like tackling each of the different targets. But when it comes to business, like I truly enjoy that process, and I think that's what I align with the most, right? Like some people enjoy playing instruments, other people like playing sports. Like for me, is that process of business development, and the closer I can be with it, the happier I am. So like I said, like rolling my sleeves up, getting my hands dirty, whether is doing a podcast, washing the dishes. Like, I just want to be close to it because that's what makes me the happiest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it fits your style perfectly, right? Like, you're a lot more, I guess, business centric than we are. I remember us being at the cabin, right? And we're talking about what we wanted to do with Momo Shack 2021. And we're all talking about it, like what we're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. But this dude, straight off the dome, broke Momo Shack down into like business units and what we need to do for each single business unit, like step by step, all in his head. And I'm like, we're over here just can barely see the picture. Like we're more in the details, more in the weeds, but he's more bigger picture kind of guy. He's a big picture, tactical, very tactical. Yeah. So I think it's great to have that in our team. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was a cool experience.
Yeah.
Just, I think now we have a better understanding of each other's strengths.
Yeah.
And being able to like use that with the understanding of, you know, having that autonomy, understanding all of that stuff. I'm excited to see what else we can unlock and achieve.
Yeah. Same, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
It's going to be fun. Fun as fuck for 2021. There's a lot of things that we're going to be doing just that we haven't done before, ever.
Yeah. Should we get into the questions from IG?
Dude,
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So for just a little bit of context, we threw out a IG survey out there to see if anybody has questions for the guest of today's show, D-Flow.
Yeah.
So we got a few questions. Let me see what we got.
Give them some spicy questions.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe I'll just trickle in some trick questions in here.
And do me dirty like that.
All right. So first one is from Lindsay. So Lindsay is an OG. Thank you for
shout out to Lindsay.
For real. Thank you for supporting us.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So she said, since we've been on a roll, favorite coffee shop.
Ooh.
I was about to say racetrack.
Yeah. It's a solid question. Man, I love Mudleaf in Plano. It just has that cool environment. Like, you can go there and then do work there, or just go there and pick up whatever you want to get there. But yeah, their Americana is pretty solid. Cool people work there. I think that's really important too. Just nice energy.
Mm-hmm. Big space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love their layout.
Yeah.
It's very chill and very modern at the same time. Yeah.
Mudleaf Coffee, Plano. Check it out. Good spot. All right, so the next one. This one's a little spicy.
Yeah.
Is you single? Eyes emoji.
Eyes emoji.
Dude, I'm married to the game.
That's the perfect answer, bro.
But yeah, I'm single.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
Ready to mingle or what?
You know, I'm not pushing it.
Just
I feel if it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
If it's meant to be, it will be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. He's single. Okay. Just reiterating that.
Yeah, slide into his DM.
All right, so no restrictions. What does your ideal day look like? Anything you want.
Ideal day.
Day or date?
We can do both.
Oh, yeah, let's do both.
Oh, man. Okay, so ideal day, I have to start with a workout. And there's no time limit. Like, I want to just, like, wake up and, like, stretch, run, do some weights, eat breakfast. I'm a big breakfast guy. So, yeah, like, smoothie, some eggs. Then after that, man, I have to, like, just stay active. So, like, grinding time. Like, I have to have some activity going. I think that's where I get my energy from. So, yeah, I mean, putting in some work, I would say from a current standpoint, it'd be super cool to, like, get into B2B business. So, like, being able to put our Momo bags into different grocery stores. So like having business meetings or like deliveries, like I think that's super fun. Then lunchtime with the fam. There's my brother Luis, my mom, you guys. Then after that, I put a little more work into the business again. You know, like maybe have a warehouse, be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Just like being able to be there and make it the official HQ and have, you know, shipments go out from there. I think that's something that would be pretty tight. And yeah, I mean, dinner time, man, I love steaks, love Mexican food. Just eat whatever I want to eat, go for a hike. And yeah, I mean, listen to hip hop music, read a book, and yeah, drinking coffee throughout the day. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
How many
Solid
cups?
day.
Say 3 max.
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's a solid day, bro.
A solid day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What
Yeah.
about the other one?
Yeah, what about the other question?
Oh, the ideal date?
Yeah.
Man. Oh, man.
Ladies, pay close
Yeah.
attention.
Take notes.
So you're talking about like the event or like the person? Like what do you mean?
Up to you, man.
Yeah.
Just let your imagination run wild.
Okay, so ideal date. So, dude, someone that has a good heart, has good intentions with people, right? Just coming from a good place. Someone that can be happy by themselves. And when we're together, like, it just multiplies. Like, happiness just multiplies. But they can be independent with their own happiness. And let's say the third thing would be someone that wants to improve themselves in whichever area they want, whether it's fitness, whether they're into photography and they want to get better at it, whatever it is, just like having something as a goal, like improving. And yeah, I think that would be like the ideal person. For an ideal actual date, I would say Mexican food. You know, that's my favorite. So I just want to know like how they vibe with it. And yeah, I mean, just eat some tacos, keep it just low key, get some elotes.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, chips. I love chips
Yeah.
with queso.
Ooh,
But yeah, I mean, just a Mexican restaurant.
nice. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
When are you gonna take me?
Yeah. dude,
Let's
both of us.
go, bro. Right after this.
All right, so we got 2 more. This one's from B Shep 3.
It's a boy, B Shep.
Yeah. So he is asking, what inspires you the most?
Dude, just knowing where I come from, like all we had to go through, and being in a place where I can make something to make those dreams a reality. Like just having that opportunity. I think that's inspirational. Like getting to this point where, like, you know, back in the day, like I had dreams, but I didn't have the resources or access to capital. So just like being at a point where I'm able to make that happen, I think that it's very inspirational. Like we mentioned earlier, why not us?
Mhm.
Just like taking that opportunity and going for it.
Yeah. Shit's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Why
It
not
really
us,
is.
right?
Yeah.
It's a great
Fucking-
question.
People say like the sky is the limit,
Yeah.
and now we're starting to like see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is very freeing to have that mental note.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can do anything you want to if you're willing to put in the work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're in that unique position right now where it's like those dreams can become a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have access to those things.
Yeah. And the knowledge
Yeah.
we're starting to build on it.
Yeah.
And it's just the beginning. We say it
Yeah.
all the time.
Dude.
But it really is just the beginning.
It's only the beginning.
Yeah.
We're babies, man.
We're 27 years old. We're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of years left. a lot more knowledge to learn. But like we're getting the foundation down. And
Yeah.
I'm super excited for that.
Solid fucking foundation.
Yeah.
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 Nice. Last question from the OG Luis Rockstar.
Ooh.
Your big bro.
Big bro.
He asks, "Do you even lift, bro?"
Come on, man. Come on. Sometimes.
No.
Yeah. A little bit. Not like I used to,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still lifting some weights.
Yeah. Staying
Still-
active.
Yeah. Staying active, checking in, just putting in the reps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still lift, Luis. Thanks for the question.
disrespect.
Yeah.
Put some respect on my name, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
That's all the
been fun.
questions from the fans.
Yeah.
Dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Great
That's
story.
a
It was a
solid
good time.
episode, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing all of that with us. Like, it was pretty deep, really emotional, right? You were able to be vulnerable and share those dark parts, you know, that you experienced, like, with all of us. Not even just to us, but like to the world.
To the world. It's out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel? Does it feel
Yeah.
liberating?
It does. It.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it does
worked.
feel good. Yeah.
Dude, so next episode is going to be the homie sitting across from me, Thangalang. It's
Thangalang.
going to be
Yeah.
a fun ass episode. Really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
But I guess this one wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was solid.
For sure.
Appreciate
Shout
you
out to
guys.
UTD for the spot. A lot of memories here.
Yeah. Shout out to Zane for his chippy beanie. It's dope, man. It fits
Yeah.
really well. And shout out to all you guys for listening in on this episode number 5.
Episode 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
We
Daniel
get it,
Flores.
boys.
5 out of the first 100.
Yeah. Dude.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting started.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Peace. All right.
Later.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.